In this video, I'm going to find the equation of the graph I'm shown. I know it's a linear equation, so I know it's a relationship between x and y. And I know that that relationship has this structure. Notice, at the moment, I have two things to find. What's m and what's c? I'm going to start with m, which is the gradient value. The gradient tells me how steep the graph is, so look at the points that I have. How steep is this graph? Well, what that really means is, how far up do I go for every step across? We call this the rise and the run. Look at the 2 and look at the 4. How far across have I gone? The difference is 2, so I've gone across 2 steps. Look at the 6 and look at the 16. The difference is 10. That's how far up I've gone. So in my equation, I always put how far across on the bottom, how far up on the top. Notice that I'm reading my graph from left to right. So that means I really have gone up 10. Now I just need to work out this fraction. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So I now know what my m value is. I am closer to having my rule. I still need to find the value of c. Well, how can I find c? In fact, I do the same process every time. I sub in a point. It doesn't matter which point. For example, I could choose 2, 6. I could choose 4, 16. I could choose any other point I know. Let's see what happens. Remember that 2 is the x and 6 is the y. In my equation, I'm going to replace y with 6 and x with 2. So notice that now I actually only have one unknown letter, the c value. So if I can solve this equation to get c on its own, I'll be really close to my final answer. Okay, let's clean this up a little bit. 5 times 2 is 10. And now I still need to get c on its own, so how do I get rid of this positive 10? Well, by doing the opposite, so that the 10s cancel out, giving me just c. What about the right-hand side? 6 take away 10 is negative 4. So my conclusion is c must be negative 4. And therefore, I actually know my rule overall, because I found my m value and I found my c value. I'm just going to clean up this equation so that instead of saying add a negative, it says subtract.